What's going on? What's going on, everybody? We over here just crossing the border from Florida to Georgia. I dropped that load that I took out of Illinois down to Florida. In Florida, I picked up a load going to the border of Georgia and South Carolina. Uh, decent rate. Pay. I want to say 275 or 265. Uh, I dropped one low yesterday. Pick this one up this morning. I went to the Jacksonville area. That's not where I picked up. I picked up this low Middleborough, Florida. But I went to the Jacksonville area to see a few family members, and I hang out there for a little bit because I picked this load in the morning, and I'm gonna drop it tonight at 9 p.m. Uh, so yeah, we're keeping it moving. We're keeping it trying to stay busy. Uh, I'll be honest. I haven't picked nothing for tomorrow. It's because it's so many lows out of the Georgia area, South Carolina, and North Carolina, uh, within like 150 miles where I drop in this one tonight. That I just want to sit. Obviously, I'm gonna try to get a low. If I get lucky, if it goes my way, right? Because I'm pushing it. I should have grabbed the low today, but I said, you know what? I'm gonna wait until tomorrow and see if the agents put something new on the board that it'd be over 1,500 miles. That'd be great. You know, there is, but they go into Connecticut, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, uh, where else? Arizona, and going to Texas. Uh, I saw a lot of loads out of Alabama. However, man, Alabama loads they're always heavy. That's one thing for sure. And like I say, I don't like to haul heavy loads. I try to stay. My comfort range it is on the 20,000, but other times I pick lows. On the 30,000. You know. Uh, I have done heavy loads too. I mean, I'm not gonna say I never done it because I had done heavy loads, but probably let's say a sample number out of 20 that I had done with Mercer, I will say 16 has been light loads. Out of those 16s, probably 12 being under 15,000 pounds. Uh, so yeah, that's uh, that's the plan, right? Because I like to save money on the fuel. I don't like just to haul heavy loads unless the price is right, right? If the price is right, I do it. But if it's average, I'm not gonna do it unless it's the only low and I want to get to a better area and pay decent. I will do it. But if not, man, I just head, to a better area. I mean, I prefer to go empty than carrying somebody loads and heavy and not making any money. That's just how I am. Everybody's different, right? Everybody's different. Uh, but yeah, I picked this load this morning and I'm gonna drop it tonight, 9 p.m. which honestly I don't like to drop lows at nighttime. You know, I like to drop my lows early in the morning. If I pick it up today, I like to drop it right away early in the morning. That way I could get another low. Uh, However, this low I picked it up this morning, and I'm gonna drop it tonight. So it's the same low, right? The same day. So uh, like I say, I that trip that I went to Florida, I used it wisely. I dropped the low that I brought from Belleville, Illinois, down to the Ocala area. From there, they headed to Tampa to install my AC unit in the truck, the electric AC. Definitely worth it, man. $1,500. I used it last night, and man, I had to lower it down because I was getting too cold. Honestly. Uh, However, it hasn't been in at least where I've been with the AC. I just had it yesterday. It was my first night. I haven't tried, in street heat like over 100 degrees. So we will see. I mean, it got the power. It's like I want to say 9,000 BTU or 8,500 BTU. So definitely got the power. So yeah, I mean, and the place that I went, and Million Truck Center in Tampa, they even offer you to finance the the AC unit. It's free installation, $1,500. Uh, if you pay a hundred before 100 days, you don't pay no interest. You know, and really they finance everybody. If you got good credit, bad credit, no credit, that's what the person was telling me there. Uh, you know, so I think it's worth it. I mean, we're talking about 1,500, 90 days. That's like what, uh, not even $20 a day. You spend more than that in fuel if you leave your truck on. You know, so you know for me it was worth it. I mean, I like I said, I never had an AC like that. It's my first time. I tried last night. So far so good. So we're gonna see. But yeah, guys, I'm honestly looking for a low. Uh, I want to do a big low. Go to the west. You know, go far. You know, they got decent lows coming out of the north part of Georgia, um, going to the East Coast. But I don't want to go to the area. I don't want to go to New Jersey. I don't want to go to Connecticut. They got loads to New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania. It just too many tolls, man. Too many tolls. And granted, you could go, you know, and don't take any tolls. You could go through Pennsylvania. You know, put your GPS where you don't take tolls. Then go 87 north. You know, to 90. Uh, Connecticut, Massachusetts area. And you could go in that area, but they got loads going to Brooklyn, going to to the city. You know, but they also got loads going to upstate New York. But I don't know. I just want to go west. You know, I saw a low that was gonna go to Plainview, Texas. You know, I think it's Plainview. It's by Amarillo, Texas. And then they had a low coming out of Amarillo, Texas, going to North Carolina. You know, to a good market too. Amarillo is not a great market, but the low was paying decent, and it was like 13,000 pounds. But I say, you know, they was putting the AC yesterday, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna wait until this morning, and I'm gonna call the agent and try to ask for more money, and you know, I shoot myself in the foot. You know, I waited too long. Somebody got it. You know, because what I do it is, if I go into a bad market, I also before I pick the low, I search the area to see if is anything there that could bring me back or it could put me in a better area. Uh, that's what I try to do. I really don't want to go to a place and then don't I don't got any lows living out of there. Same thing when I went to Seattle. I had a low coming out of there, going to California, from California, going to Texas. So it worked out. And you could book 2 or 3 lows in advance. Always, if you do that, make sure you give yourself some cushion because a lot of things could happen in the road. Shit, accidents, traffic. One of the receivers might take too long unloading you. You never know. So don't try to book loads that you're gonna have to be rushing to for the pickup. And delivery. You know. But yeah, guys, man. How it's going with you guys? Wherever you guys at, what company you work for. If you are an operator, what company you lease to, or if you got your own authority, just let me know, man, how things are going. I also want to hear people's feedback. Uh, I definitely, I like to see what's going on out there. Because most of the time, man, when I'm in the road, I try to use my downtime, to see things and new places that I go, right? You know, Sometimes I park and, I call an Uber and go town and have dinner, and then come back to the truck stop. I don't do it often, like I say, because I don't like to eat out of the truck stops. So if I decide to eat out, I either do a DoorDash or Grubhub, whatever, and they bring it to my truck, or I take a Uber if I feel like sitting, in a table and eating, treating myself a little bit. I take a Uber and I Google restaurants in the area, and whichever restaurant got better ratings, and if I like the food they're serving, I I go there, with an Uber, and then I come back to the truck, you know, with an Uber, right? Uber or Lyft, whoever got the better rate at the time. If Lyft it's not charging that much, I go with Lyft. If Uber, whoever, right? The same thing. I sign up for this thing, man, with Walmart. Walmart Plus. Pay $50 a year, and what I do now it is when I'm in a truck stops. I don't know if you guys know, but if you love the parking spot got numbers. That's for DoorDash, deliveries. You give them those numbers. You say, hey, I'm in spot this number, and the delivery driver could find you. Uh, looking at the numbers in the floor, right? The same thing with Walmart Plus. You could do your groceries. Uh, you know, free delivery. You obviously give a tip to the person they're gonna bring it to you. Uh, you pay a membership a year. I think I got it for $50 a year when I got it. My sister put me into that because I didn't know about it. I got Prime, but Prime doesn't deliver in deliver sometimes the same day. But when you're in a truck stop, you don't know how long you're gonna be there. With Walmart Plus, they tell you 1 hour, 2 hours, so you're gonna be there. You take a shower, you eat, you relax, and then they bring you groceries, right? And it's convenience for me, and I think it's convenient for a lot of truck drivers. The sometimes we don't got time to go to Walmart or supermarket, to get things. And with those services, I mean, $50 a year is nothing. Uh, so I think it's definitely worth it. I try to you got to try to make things easy. As much as you can, right? But yeah, guys, just here, man, watching this beautiful weather here in Georgia. Uh, gonna deliver this low in 9 p.m. Right now is what time is it? It's like almost 6 p.m. I'm like uh, 45 minutes away. 45 minutes away, and I'm gonna have some time to sit. The reason why I don't like to deliver at nighttime is because, man, to find parking at nighttime is really, really, really hard, right? And you know, however, when I picked this low, I went to a loft in Lake City, Florida. I took a shower, I did a PM to my truck. I used that time, did my 10 hours there, and now I got a fresh clock. I'm gonna deliver. Then after I deliver, I just gonna sit through the night. Locally I got a TV. With Netflix stuff like that. I got Wi-Fi. It's cheap. Anybody could have that. You don't need a lot of money. You buy a TV, $50 in Walmart. You you put in your truck. You buy a fire stick. You got all the apps. You got Netflix, Star, whatever app you like. Plus, if you got Prime, you could watch a lot of movies for free too. So yeah, that's what I try to do. You know, I I did groceries yesterday when they was putting my AC. I bought spring water. A few things. I didn't buy no meat to cook it in my air fryer. So you know, that's on me. You know, I forgot about it. I should have bought a few pieces of meat and put in the freezer, and then let it out, let it get thawed out, and then put in the air fryer. But I forgot about it, man. Sometimes you got other stuff in your mind, right? But yeah, guys, like I said, man, we just out here trying to make it. It's not always things doesn't always go the way you like them to come, right? Sometimes we wish for things and it just doesn't happen, or you plan something, it doesn't work out. But I think that the right attitude should be, hey, we all humans, man. We get mad, we get upset, you know. But you you should think positive, and maybe those positive vibes, they come back to you. I mean, like I said, man, when they did the PM, the guy changed my fuel filter and the water's separator filter. He didn't prime it, so my truck, you know, didn't want to start. I was getting frustrated, man. I said, man, this guy, I got a load that I got to deliver tonight, and I never had this issue before. You know, that was in Love in Lake City, Florida, by Bowen, uh, Florida, and I was getting frustrated, man. And I said, you know what? Let me cool down. Let me relax before I snap here, and they get mad or they get upset, and they do something to my truck. You never know, man, right? So I told her, listen, man. The mechanic came over. He said, man, you got to prime the truck when you change the fuel filter and the water separator. The guy is all he do is change tires, but I guess they're trying to teach you how to do a PM. And guess what? I was a goddamn guinea pig they used to uh, to put the guy in training by himself to work on my truck. You know, I was furious when I find out about it, man. But I played it cool, I played it cool. I didn't snap. I didn't, you know. I just told her, listen, man, I gotta deliver this load. You know, my truck is perfectly fine when I pull in here just to get a PM. Just give it to me the same way that I brought it. That's all. So they eventually got it right. The mechanic, the experienced mechanic came over and put a machine. The I guess he pulled the fuel out and throw it back in the fuel in the diesel tank. And I kept trying to start it. He kept priming it. It took like 10 minutes, man, to get it right. And then my engine light came on. I was more. I was in the point that I was gonna get. I was gonna lose it. I was gonna go crazy, right? But I'm proud of myself, man. I played cool. I was like, you know what? Just let me cool down and see what's up. Cause man, you take it for service, your truck should come out better. You shouldn't, Well, hey, the guy, he's learning, but shit, why he got to learn my truck, right? Why not somebody else's truck? If I would have knew he was learning, man, I would have told him, listen, man, don't worry about it. Don't touch my truck, cause I'm that type of person, man. That if I don't know the mechanic, I'm in a TA love truck stop. I'm gonna hang out in front of the door, watching what they doing, making sure they change the filters. The oil they put it in. Uh, you know, it just that's how I am, man. You know what I mean? And now if it's a mechanic that I know, and I got a relationship with that person, I know him. You give him some leeway, but I still like to see what's going on with my truck. I like to see when they're changing parts, and I like to be there. It's more to learn, but at the same time, I want to make sure they're changing the filters, right? Because you never know, man. You got some people that lazy. They just want to make money. They leave the same filters in there, change the oil, and they say, hey, yeah, it's done, and they just change the oil, right? But luckily, the guys there, they got it right. The mechanic with experience, and he fixed it. He cleared the coat. So far, so good. But I was getting, man, so upset. I'm like, man, I'm paying for these people, you know, a lot of money, for the PM. I know for some people, I got a lot of money. That's not money, but for me, it is, man. Because if I had that kind of money, that I could throw money away. I won't be driving trucks. I'll be in my house in a pool, sitting back, sipping a pina colada or espresso or whatever, right? You know, but so you know, I was getting frustrated, man. I was like, shit, I'm trying to get my truck in good conditions, and also my trailer. I was checking the notes in the app. It say need a grease job by the 18th. So I'm not gonna go out of my way to take that trailer to get grease, but I'm using it, so I'm responsible, right? And that's the rules, right? For the company that I agree in the contract, right? So I gotta follow the rules. But I got until the 18th. I told the guy, listen, man, if you guys busy, just do my truck. The trailer could wait, you know. I probably could do it over the weekend. Stop somewhere. It's only a grease job. I could have did it myself, but I'm not gonna get paid for it, and I don't work for free, right? Because you know, when their payment comes for the trailer rental, they take it. So why I gonna you know use my time? If it's something minor, yeah, I will do it. But they say by the 18th, I don't know if I'm gonna have this trailer until the 18th, right? But I'm still gonna do it. Why? Because I don't want another driver to pick up this another owner operator to pick this truck up, and he picked the truck the 18th, and they tell him that hey, you gotta go and get a grease job. You know that's not fair, man. I've been using this truck for like two weeks already. So it's on me. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try to do it. Doesn't really it's not a hard job. I mean, I'm gonna be in a truck stop anyways. I don't have to drive the trailer. I just go through in the bay. They tell me parking there, and they do what they gotta do. You know. But yeah, I mean, that's really the situation. But when I get here, since I'm gonna get early, I'm gonna take a nap. I'm gonna go and split bird, right? Because I still gonna have like 2 hours, almost 3 hours. No, not really. Wait a minute. 2 hours I'm gonna have. So what I'm gonna do it is, you know, get myself on the split bird and take a nap. You know, and then hopefully I'll find somewhere to park tonight. It sucks to look for parking at nighttime. Everybody knows that. I mean, it really sucks. It's not that many parking spaces. But anyways, guys, like and subscribe, man. Like and subscribe. I mean, my shorts they be getting 2,000 views, 1,000 views. Nobody hit the like, nobody subscribe. That's free, man. It's free. Doesn't cost you anything. You know. So like and subscribe. Green Logistics LLC, and I'm gonna end up this video here. Hope everybody have a blessed weekend and be safe out there. Be safe, stay strong. If you need help, look for somebody that you could trust. They could lead you to the right direction, right? But saying that, guys, I just gonna let you guys go, and everybody have a blessed weekend. Enjoy this weather, cause winter is around the corner. Obviously fall, but winter is right there, right? So try to be mindful and respect everybody, man. Respect everybody. You know, I let you guys go. Like I said, stay positive, stay blessed. Have a great night.